It's Saturday morning, and it's time for gardening with the garden guru, Christie Rasure. All presented today and every Saturday at 8:30 Mountain Time on KLOE Goodland, presented by Shores, Bumper to Bumper, and those great quality Fertilome yard and garden products. Christie, it's a graduation Saturday. Good morning. I'm glad you're with us.
Good morning, and happy graduation to all of our seniors, not only in Goodland, but in the surrounding areas. So proud of them.
Oh, yeah, they've worked hard. They'll get that diploma. Some will get them today, others tomorrow. Some already have had their graduation exercises, but there'll be several more to come in the next week. So you bet, hats off, and best wishes to our graduates from all over the tri-state area, not just in western Kansas, but eastern Colorado, southern, southwest Nebraska. Good luck to you.
That's right, and all of our college graduates, and hopefully you get a job. We are just wishing and hoping the best for you.
That's right. They've got to get out and look and stay on top of everything.
That's right, exactly.
Ask around. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, Christie, Saturday it is, graduation day, and you're busy with a lot of flowers, and a lot of other people are busy that have ordered flowers for today.
Well, kind of are. Yeah, it's a busy day, a busy time for everybody, and not only for just graduation, but also Memorial Day is next weekend, so, people are thinking about that also.
I like it, and Memorial Day, it's really a great day for flowers and arrangements, and we remember those in our lives, and plus our people in the armed forces, and we'll see flags on the cemetery and beautiful arrangements that people have. You're going to be busy next week, too.
Yes, I am, and not only busy with my shop, which is Designs Unlimited, but us also, I'll be busy doing my normal Memorial Day, being a holiday, time of putting fertilizer and grub control and all that on, too.
Great idea. We've got to do that.
That's right.
And what was it last week you said it's good to do major things around holidays so you can, easy to remember and keep track of? It
is. It's easier to do that way when you do it around the holiday. Also, it's just the perfect time of the year to be doing it also. What we try to figure is around Easter to put on your pre-emergent, and then on Memorial Day, you can either do another step of pre-emergent with fertilizer, or a weed control with fertilizer, depending on how many weeds you have, in the lawn and so forth. 4th of July, we'd like to do a fertilizer if you're needing it. Then Labor Day, which is September, go with usually a good weed and feed. And then come Columbus Day, and I usually say Columbus Day, Halloween, that area, put your winterizer on. So if you do it right with the holidays, it makes it so easy to remember. Oh, yeah, this is what I have to do for this. And the thing is, you do your work, and then you get to play.
Yeah, that's a good little flow chart. I like that.
Yeah, it works so well.
Sure.
And so Memorial Day, and not only am I going to be putting fertilizer down, but I'm also going to be putting grub control down. And there is a reason. And the thing is, we need to explain to people, the miller moths that we are all fighting are not grubs. A lot of people think that is the grub in your yard.
But grubs don't fly.
I know it.
Oh.
I know, but when they hatch out, you know. But this is not it. This is not it at all. The miller moths are actually coming from the wheat fields because it's actually, or areas like that, because it is a cutworm. And the army cutworms are actually what swarms into the miller moths. Now, the grubs, those ugly white things that we have in our yards that we don't like, that eat our grass and all, that is the June bug.
Really?
And they're already here, and it's not June.
I know. I saw some the other day, and I thought, you goof things, you don't even know what the calendar is. And they're early, too. I mean, everything's early this year.
Everything is early. And the thing is, if you notice, they're very healthy this year. They're large June bugs.
Well, yeah, I didn't give them a checkup, but yeah, they did look pretty healthy.
The reason I say they're healthy looking, they're big, is because usually you don't, if you see them usually I don't see them this early, but if you see them earlier like that, they're not great big, but this year they are. But everything, like you said, everything is early. And so this is what we have to be thinking about. So needless to say, what I'm going to be doing, not only am I going to put my fertilizer on, and I actually put fertilizer on a little different. If you remember what I said around Easter, I put a pre-emergent on. I did not put a fertilizer on. And because my yard really didn't need that, and I was also not sure what our weather was going to do, and I was trying not to promote a lot of growth, because if we were going to get a freeze, that was going to hurt that grass. And so what I did was I just put on it's a turf and ornamental grass weed stopper, and all it is just a pre-emergent. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a pre-emergent again, but what I'm trying to do is keep the stickers, the goat heads, the sandburrs, which are also a sticker, in case that would get into my lawn, and I'm also trying to keep spurge, or what we call chickweed, out of my grass also. So I'm actually going to go in with another type of pre-emergent, different type of pre-emergent, but I'm putting that on that has a fertilizer in it. And so that is the one I'm going to use. Fertilome has it. It's a great product. That is what I'm putting on my lawn now. At the same time, well, I'll actually do it in two runs, actually, with the fertilizer spreader. I'm going to put grub control on, because Fertilome has a wonderful grub control that is season-long. And you can put it on now, and I don't have to hopefully worry about those stupid little grubs all season. So, and you have to water in your fertilizer with the pre-emergent. You have to water in your grub control. So why not just water both of them in at the same time?
Great idea. And Shores Bumper to Bumper downtown has all the Fertilome yard and garden products you can shake a fertilizer wagon at, and they'll help you carry it out to your car, your truck. That makes it handy.
They do. And if you don't have a fertilizer spreader, they have fertilizer spreaders you can rent, or they have those to purchase also. Mm-hmm. And they have all sorts of different types of fertilizer spreaders. From the little small one, if you just got a real tiny yard that you just hand hold in your hand, and then it has a crank on, and you just go and it just sprays it out. Or they've got the other types that are the whirligig, we call them, that has the regular wheels on, or they have the pneumatic wheels on these fertilizer spreaders also. So if you have rougher terrain, you can use that one. And I actually, because I've got hills and everything else that I have to walk with my lawn, I got one of those fertilizer spreaders, and it is worth every penny I spent on it.
I bet it is. Now, when you fertilize, say maybe you go north to south one time, and then the next time you go east to west, does that make a difference how you put it on?
It does. It actually, and make sure that you're overlapping the same amount of space as. Just watch how you're doing it, and so that you're not over-fertilizing, and always read that directions and make sure you set that fertilizer spreader exactly the way they say to do it.
So if it says set it on 5, you're not going to think you'll do a lot better if you put it on 8.
You're right, because actually you can go in and burn that lawn, and you don't want to do that. And so, plus you've got to get that water on there fast, and depending on how large your lawn is, depends on how soon you can get that water onto it.
So within a very short time, once you're done with your fertilizer and your pre-emergence and all this, get it watered in and all that soon.
Right, exactly. And they usually say, I think it's 12 hours, so that way if you have to be pulling hoses or something like that, it's going to give you enough time on that. What I like to do on some of these is you can actually put it on when the dew is still on the grass, and that gives you a little bit of moisture, and then start that sprinkler as soon as you can. And whether you have a sprinkler system or not, if you have to pull hoses. Mm-hmm. If you're thinking, I'm going to do it when it's going to rain, sometimes that's a great thing, sometimes it's not, because if we get such a hard rain that it just washes it, then you have the problem of where did it wash that fertilizer? Where is it going to be sitting, and with runoff and all that. So sometimes I don't like to wait on the rain because I don't know what it's going to do.
Well, that's a good point. No matter how much we forecast, Mother Nature is still in charge.
You're right. And I have had times when I thought, we're going to just get a nice, beautiful, soft, gentle rain. And it was a gully washer, and all the fertilizer that I would have had down, which usually I don't do it that way, but all the fertilizer that I would have had down would have been washing down the hills.
Oh, man.
And so
money down the water.
Well, not only that, but actually you can burn because you've washed so much and you've put so much fertilizer into one area. And so you can actually cause more damage than good. Golly. And so that's something you want to watch.
Okay. So grubs are still going to be a problem, June bugs and all that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And, and this is the first year I can say in a long time that I have not been digging and finding a lot of grubs, but I've also been treating the way that they say to treat. Treat in the spring. It's supposed to be a season long, but because we never know how the winter's going to be, if it's going to be a mild winter or not. I have been treating in the fall, too, and that way it takes me over into the spring. I know it sounds like double duty, but I've had such a terrible problem with grubs that I just feel a lot safer that way. And so I treat in the fall, and it's really showing to make a difference, a big difference. And now it's my time to be treating for the spring.
Good idea. Good idea. Stay right with it. And now we're still watering trees and shrubs.
Yeah.
Trees and shrubs pretty good?
Yes, they definitely need it. We have not had a lot of rain around here. And so those trees and shrubs are needing it, just like your flowers, just like your lawn. Everything is needing it for sure. And not knowing what's, even though it's maybe predicted, doesn't mean that we're going to get it. And so this is something that, you've got to be planning ahead and make sure everything is watered well.
Good, good. And if the folks need, let's talk about that just for a minute if we can, Christie, as you're listening to Gardening with the Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, from not only, she's busy with Shores, but Designs Unlimited, but the ponds, the water hose to fill ponds up or water hose to do your sprinkling, your yard work. They've got all kinds of hoses and great sprinkler systems, too.
They do, and they have all sorts of neat sprinkler heads and all that. And I have to share something. Actually, Greg had told me about that I could share this. He is thinking about bringing in a system where you actually go and put a siphon bottle, I guess you want to say, onto your hose, or you can put it into your sprinkler system, and it'll actually fertilize while it is actually running. Neat thing. I am so excited about that. And so it's one of those things new, and he's wanting to bring into Shores. So it may not have it within, a week or two, but it's something coming. And so we can actually put the fertilizer in, and it can be fertilizing at all the times. I'm looking at it seriously for my garden. I can put it right onto my hydrant, and it can be fertilizing every time that I am going and watering. And the thing is, they've got the timers, too. So the way I'm looking at doing it is putting my timer on the hydrant and then putting my this cartridge type, and I call it a cartridge because I'm not really sure what it's going to look like, but put it on the timer, and then from there, then you put your hoses. And everything's being done all at once. And I think that just sounds like a cool idea.
Well, it's great thinking, a time saver. I mean, especially if you're a busy person and you've got a big yard or a beautiful garden that you work at, why not do it at the same time? Fertilize and water, sure.
That's right. And I've actually had soil tests done on my garden, so I know exactly what I'm lacking in, actually I want to say different areas, but basically it's the whole garden. I'm lacking in certain things. So what I can actually do, it's just like the farmer does on his field. I can actually put what I need for fertilizer into that cartridge or into that container, and I can be putting exactly what I am needing for that soil, for my garden.
Well, leave it to Greg Shores here and the whole crew to find what people need and come up with ideas that look what I have.
That's right. And, the thing is, Shores, not only Shores, but Fertilome also has the products that we need for Pacific fertilizing, for Pacific insects, weed control, all of that, to do what we need in the spot we need and to save us money.
You bet. Well, let's take a very short break. You're listening to Gardening with a Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores, bumper to bumper, downtown Goodland, and the great Shores products that they carry, Fertilome, yard and garden products from A to Z. Plus, they have the great Simplicity mowers, Toro mowers, weed trimmers, weed whackers, golly, rototillers. It's all there at Shores. My goodness, they've been open since 5 this morning. And Christy, that's really convenient for people that like to get out and do the early morning gardening.
That's right. As I'm saying, it's one of those things that make your list. As we say, make your list, check it twice, and go get what you need, and then get it done. Work first and play second.
Yeah. A lot of people are up early in the morning, and they can get things done and get the yard cleaned up or mowed. Or I wouldn't mow too early, but you were talking a couple of weeks ago about your mower, the Simplicity, and how nice and pretty quiet it is that you could hear your phone ring.
Yeah, and just this last Sunday, I had somebody who was supposed to be bringing something back to the store for me, and I thought, I need to mow. And, it was Sunday, it was Mother's Day. I shouldn't have probably been mowing, but, yeah, you do it when you have to.
Well, yeah.
And it was so easy to hear my phone, and it was just like, had my phone in my pocket, and I could hear it over that. So it is nice to have, it still has noise to it, but, it is not so deafening, so like some mowers are. It is easy. That thing has cut my mowing time at least 15 minutes. And it is so nice. I can do my hills because my lawn has got definite hills on it. And I have different terrain there. And it is just making it so easy to do the mowing.
It's easy to start that mower, too.
Oh, yeah. So easy. And I really like this thing.
Yeah, and it's, let's see, starts easy, mows nicely because it's a self-propelled mower. All you do is kind of aim and walk.
Right, exactly. And it just, it just makes it easy.
It does.
I don't mind at all.
Simplicity, don't mow with difficulty, mow with simplicity. That's the way.
Right.
That's what I think. Well, I like mine too, and it's a very nice mower, and I enjoy it. Shores bumper to bumper, they've got them. Fertile Yard and Garden Products. You were talking. We've talked about the grubs and the June bugs and the millers, moths, and what about ponds and things? Are we still kind of? And we don't want to forget. We want to talk about flowers for Memorial Day. That they can buy the seeds, I suppose, certainly from there, but the tools and everything that you need to keep things in good shape.
Yes, exactly. And remember, if you're having troubles or you need a new tool or you need a specific tool for that specific area, it's easier to go buy a different tool or have the right tool than to struggle. And so what we do is say, go buy the right tool there should be a right tool for the right project. It's better to have too many tools and not enough.
Well, yeah,
and to be struggling.
Well, that'll stop your project in a hurry if you don't have the right tools.
That is so true, and I know some people probably think I'm very, very spoiled when I say that, because I do have a lot of tools. But I've just learned it makes the project go so much easier, and it also goes so much quicker. And so have the right tool for the right project in the right place and the right time.
We have Father's Day coming up in June, so that's another big weekend that we don't want to forget Dad, especially if he's a gardener or a lawnmower or takes care of the hedges and all that. We've got some beautiful homes in the tri-state area that people really work hard at keeping looking nice.
They do, and I don't think you know that, but I want to promote something right now, and that is our Yard of the Month. And you can nominate Yard of the Month, and there are some beautiful yards out there, and those people really need to be recognized. And by doing so, all you have to do is call either Reva Bauman or Carol Topliff, and I've got telephone numbers if you would like to write them down. There are some very deserving people out there who have worked very, very hard on their yards. And number is, for Reva, is 821-0520. For Carol, it's 899-5846. These are both master gardeners who are very interested in promoting the beauty of our community. They will actually, not only are they doing residential, but they're also doing Business of the Month also. And so you see somebody out there who is very deserving about being recognized for their hard work, give these two gals a call and nominate them for Yard of the Month.
Nice idea. Nice idea, and let's give those numbers again here so folks can be ready. We'll do that here in just a second. So Yard and Business of the Month, huh?
Right, exactly. And I think they're giving out like 5 awards this year, or something like that each month. So
good. Okay.
Yeah, and
all
so
right.
That's something let's tell the people who are working so hard in their yards, you're doing a great job.
Okay. Now let's get the names and numbers so folks can get those again.
Reva's number is 821-0520, and Carol's number is 899-5846.
Okay. 584. What was the last four digits again?
5846.
5846. Business of the month, yard of the month. I like that. Well, it's part of the beautification plan. Didn't First Lady Lady Bird Johnson start that years ago?
Yes, she did, and she believed in the beauty of our nation and of our communities, and so we just kind of keep it going.
Well, I like it, and we've got the tree planted. We did tree planting a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we did for Arbor Day. The MOPS group, Mothers of Preschoolers, did one of the berms at the park. And with the kids, I think it was so cute. They were all out there working, mothers, fathers, and children were out there working, planting that garden. And then the Master Gardeners have started the other berm, getting that all beautified. So our community is going to be really looking nice, not only for graduation, but the bike riders that are coming into town tonight for the run for the wall.
Run for the wall, yeah.
And then next weekend for Memorial Day, our community will be looking nice.
We shall be shining. And downtown, I noticed that some of the pots, those big pots on the corners, are getting worked over.
Yes, they've all been planted, and so they'll be starting to. They're already starting to show a little color. Just give them about a month, and they will just be exploding. They'll be gorgeous.
Good, good. Well, Christie, we have about 8 minutes left. Quite a few things to talk about. I'll let you work on your list there.
Well, I was going to say, we were talking about ponds a little while ago, and it is, I know with the heat that we've had this year, the ponds have really been growing well with algae. And there's a product down at Shores called Green Clean. Very easy to remember. The algae is green, and we're trying to clean up that pond, so Green Clean. And this is a product where you shut down your aeration or the movement of the water. You go and sprinkle this onto your pond, and it's actually a powder. Let it set, and if I remember right, because I did this about a month ago, you let it set for like about 20 minutes, and then you turn that aeration on, whether it be a waterfall, whatever you use it for aeration to move your water. You turn that on, and literally that was all I had to do. And I've not had a problem with algae since, and a great product. I really am impressed. I'm pleased with how it did work on my ponds, and it's just crystal clear. And it has stayed that way, which is really nice with as bad as algae has been. Another thing, once you get your algae under control, or if you have not replaced your barley bale, say that twice, 2 or 3 times fast, if you have not replaced that for a while, it's about time to do that again. It takes 6 weeks for that to actually activate, and so we want to make sure that you keep that a fresh one in there, and then they last 3 or 4 months. And so, but make sure that you've got one in place before it runs out, or while the season is really. It's that bad time of the year, which is right now.
Do a little overlapping on that.
Right, exactly. And the fish are a lot of them are spawning right now. The water lilies are growing beautifully. Now is a great time to be fertilizing your water lilies, and Shores has all the fertilizing tablets and liquid to be putting on for your water lilies and your pond plants. All fish safe. So you don't have to worry about that. That's another nice thing about that Green Clean is it is plant and fish safe.
Oh.
And so you don't have to worry about, losing everything you've invested into your pond. A lot of people think ponds are a lot of work, and I just feel like ponds have a bad rap because of that. If it's set up right, they are really not that much work at all. And I really don't put much time in it at all. Yes, I did that kind of cleaning. I did not drain my water or anything. I just actually put that particular chemical in, and it did its own thing.
Oh.
Let it go.
Wow.
And so it makes it very easy, and that way you can just enjoy it. a lot of times what people do is they go in and take their pond down, clean up all the edges and everything, and totally empty out their pond, and that's really one of the worst things you can do, because then it's not staying biologically level or biologically intact, where everything is in sync. And then if you keep it in sync, like the proper amount of fish, the proper amount of plants, proper amount of air going through that and everything, and just let it be itself, then you don't have to clean it, and it does its own thing. And I have really found that is very true. The less I do, the clearer it is, the nicer it looks.
Wow, well, that makes it nice. And now I want to, on your pond stuff that you put on, it was the powder. Is it in like one package will do a whole pond, or do you have to measure it?
You need to measure, and it'll tell you exactly how to use it. Again, read those directions. It just depends on how big your pond is. Mine's big enough that I had to use the whole thing, but it's because of the size of pond. And so it just depends on, but it'll tell you exactly how much for how many gallons of water that you have.
Okay.
And so it's right on there on the label. So
label.
Exactly. Remember also that Shores still has the seeds. So if you're looking still to work on your garden and plant garden, they still have the seeds, North of King seeds down there. And so get those. Also, we've talked about the tomato barrels. So if you're not wanting to plant in a big garden, but maybe just put in a tomato plant or one or two tomato plants, go down and get a tomato barrel. And I have to share with everybody, I planted one. It's in the front window of my store, and I actually have tomato on. So I'm very excited.
Oh.
So people can just watch how the tomato grows in my front window.
How fun. Well, and it doesn't take up a lot of space.
No, it doesn't. And that's why I really decided to have one here at the store, because that way people could watch it and see how it grows, how little space it takes, but how much fruit we can actually get off of it, too.
So we could have tomatoes year-round if you grow like that.
Yes, you do. That's right, exactly. And, and that's what I'm going to just keep it in the window so that people can see.
Sure.
How it's going to go.
Well, just think of this salsa.
Exactly.
You could get salsa on your birthday. Won't have to be Christmas.
That's right. Well, just even a fresh tomato would be wonderful on your birthday.
Yeah. I like that. Well, we have a couple of minutes left. Christie, some other things to refocus on?
Like I said, now's the time to be thinking about your fertilizing. Put your grub control on. If you put grub control on now, you don't have to worry about the rest of the season. And unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with those things. So now's the time to take care of that. Remember what you do now, play now, or work now, and then you can play later.
Mm-hmm. So. And what is it that we could spray around our doors to keep some of the bugs out, and millers and all that?
It's called indoor-outdoor insect control, if I remember right. I don't have that product right in front of me. And it works very well. I've been very pleased with that, and it works very well on the miller moths.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spray it indoors, outdoors, and it's been safe.
Wow, well, that makes it handy. Well, Christie, our time is zoomed away again. It's a graduation weekend for many students. We've got the Run for the Wall motorcycle riders coming in. About 5:30, 5:45, and exit 17. Then they'll wind up at the National Guard Armory overnight, and then they'll leave on the Sunday morning for Oakley, and then wind up in Junction City. We've got the car races. We've got lots of graduation parties. So everybody, be careful and enjoy your weekend. We appreciate you, and thanks, Christie, for being with us again.
No, I was going to say thank you, and congratulations to those graduates, and happy traveling.
That's
the rest of your life.
They are going down many, many different roads. Some will be rock, some will be gravel, some will be asphalt, some will be paved, and some won't be paved. So,
I was going to say, we've all done it, and it's a fun journey to go through.
Indeed. Well, thanks, Christie. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Christie Rasure with us, and it's Gardening with the Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, and it's presented every Saturday at this time by Shores Bumper to Bumper, downtown Goodland. My goodness, they've been open since 5 this morning. And Christie, what's our big reminder from you?
Always remember to keep those hands dirty.
Keep those hands dirty. Great idea. I'm Curtis Duncan. This is KLOE Goodland.